Is it real sweat?
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Athletes sweat. Sweat, sweat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Athlete Sweat podcast. My name is Nico, and my fellow companion is Chris Petzanovsky. Hello, Chris.
Hello. I'm so happy to look at the camera for the first time. Well, second time. Third time, I don't know.
Well, we actually, what you're seeing here and what I'm seeing and what he's seeing and what all of us are seeing, we actually planned to do that last week. We also did, but then we also didn't because we just messed it up completely, and we recorded a full episode, but then we just scrapped it again because I said so many things that could not be published, and I was just too lazy to cut everything out, and it was yeah. So we decided, okay, scrap it. Let's do everything again.
But honestly, that wasn't even the worst part. I mean, we had so many technical difficulties. It was just pure horror.
It's true, yeah. I mean, we tried to do something different, and we tried to,
We acted like
last time we met each other.
Yeah, no, we acted
What
like
were you
proper boomers. We we're such young people.
Basically, all of those episodes start with very boomerish behavior because it's like, is your logic working? Is your mic working properly? No, it's not. What could it be? What program are we using to call each other? Do you have a Zoom Pro license? No, I only have the 40-minute license.
There
Okay,
needs
let's
to be
try Google Meet.
Yeah, there needs to be a better solution of how we handle this. I mean, this is just
Yeah, I mean I obviously would say that Zoom is the best working of all of them, but yeah, unless somebody wants to sponsor me a Zoom Pro account, I'm not willing to pay for it.
fair. No, I get that. We're poor podcasters for now. But when you look at that,
Important information.
yeah.
Yeah, please.
No, okay,
continue.
I was just saying, if you look at us, like if you look at the videos now that the people can finally see us, now that we're doing video podcasting as well, everything looks so nice. You know, the setup is pretty cool. The microphones are, I mean, okay, we want to do a podcast, so obviously the microphones have to be decent, but then we just behave like absolute noobs and just suck.
It's true.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I bought that microphone not for podcast purposes, but for music purposes. And your microphone is actually the better podcast mic.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait for us
the
to,
equipment is way above our abilities.
yeah. But maybe we'll
But
learn
yeah.
how to do it. Anyways, lots of things have happened since. Yeah, actually, you wanted to say still something?
Important announcement, like what you're seeing here. I'm not sure if you can, but at least you can see that. I mean, the rest of it is a Chicago Bears shirt. I did not buy that shirt with my own money. I wanna say this loud and clear here. I did not spend money on a Chicago Bears shirt. That shirt was gifted to me by my girlfriend's wonderful family, and that's why I honor it, and I also wear it nonetheless. The Chicago Bears are no.
I mean, they're a cool team. I always said the Chicago,
They are a nice team because you're never worried about them.
fair.
You-
No,
you
I
know?
mean, fair. But no, I mean, Chicago's a cool city. Bears is a pretty sick name. The logo is pretty cool. The colors are pretty unique. I always felt like the Bears,
Yeah,
like,
their arena is called the Soldier Field, which is cool.
like if they wouldn't suck as a team, they'd be a pretty cool team to support. If you're like looking for a team, like if they would play in the Super Bowl, and you know, in Europe there's so many new fans coming up, it's like, yeah, Chicago, they'd be like, that's a cool team to support.
Yeah.
But now it's like, they have a football team. They have like one win or something.
I mean,
like, yeah, no, they're not doing great.
In their in their own division, I definitely support them because I mean, who's in their division? You have the Vikings, you have the Packers, you have the Bears, and who's the fourth team?
Lions, Packers,
The
Vikings.
Lions,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
So-
Exactly.
No, I support the Lions. They've had so much misery over ever. Not even over the past few years, just in general. And my roommate in
Yeah.
college, shout out to Troy. He's from Detroit, so he's like, it's so difficult to be a Detroit fan because what do you root for? Like one win per year. So, it's not like you can hope that they make it to the Super Bowl but they're diehard fans,
No.
and I respect that. So, and I like their coach. He's
Yeah.
and I mean, you got to feel bad for Jared Goff. The guy just.
That's true.
Man, he lived in LA, lived the best life, made a lot of money, played in a Super Bowl. And then imagine his wife just
And then
calls
it's like-
him like, we have to move where? Like, I mean, Detroit, I've been in Detroit once. It's
Car City.
yeah, I mean, Detroit and Memphis have a lot of similarities in the sense that I feel like the people from Detroit are very, very proud, just as the people from Memphis are. But, LA is LA.
Another thing they have in common is that the probability of getting shot on wide open streets is fairly high in both cities.
I mean, isn't it everywhere in America?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no, Memphis and Detroit, obviously, very high crime rate.
But
Unfortunately.
yeah, whatever. Nonetheless, Chicago Bears, cool team. Did not spend any money on that though. It's a good shirt.
Fair,
I
no,
like
but
it.
I mean, no, you got it from your girlfriend, yeah?
I got it from her parents. Like
Parents, yeah.
when I arrived there, they gave me a little welcoming present with the Chicago Bears shirt and the White Sox.
But that's cool. I mean,
Jersey. Yeah, absolutely.
and like, if your girlfriend, I mean, okay, you live in Germany and she isn't the biggest football fan or whatever, but I'm guessing her parents are and everything. You can have your own team. You can have your girlfriend's team. I mean, I feel like this is valid if you marry her. If it's like your wife's team, that sounds a lot better if it's like your
Yeah.
girlfriend's. But
Yeah.
you get what
No,
I mean.
I see your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You start rooting for it for some reasons. I actually thought about that today when I was watching through the game highlights, the NFL highlights from yesterday night that I was interested in. And I gotta say, like over the time, a few teams I just like came out that I like. The Cowboys, for example. I don't know why, I just like the Cowboys. I'm always happy when the Cowboys win, and it doesn't matter who they play.
that is such
I
a
just
you
wanna
thing.
see them
That is
succeed.
such a you thing. Of course you like the Cowboys. Like,
Well,
because it's such a
Why?
such a prick thing to do to like the Cowboys. Like they're America's team, and you're not American, and you're like, I like the Cowboys because they're cool and they're Dallas, and go fuck yourself. That is so yeah. At least I'm being called a bandwagon fan for being a Rams fan. Okay, at least that's what they called me.
yeah,
They
no,
for-
but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I just do not like teams like the Green Bay Packers or. I'm having a hard time liking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for example. Like I like
Really?
Tom Brady, but kind of. I like. And this is a very subtle thing. Like I'm watching a football game and I'm totally neutral. Totally neutral because I basically don't care about either team. And like during a match, I feel drifting into a certain direction, and I feel like I kind of want that team to win or that team to win. And after you've watched 20 football matches or games, you're like. It happens fairly often that I want the Dallas Cowboys to win.
But that's
And it happens fairly often that I want the LA Rams to lose.
I mean, if you're a 49ers fan, I feel like that's a valid point, first of all. No, but that is what I like about American football. Because that doesn't happen to me when I watch European football. like
True.
I'm a Bayern fan.
You know what? Yeah.
If okay, I mean, I guess a little bit for I'm rooting for the German teams in the Champions League. If Dortmund plays City in the Champions League, I'm
Yeah.
rooting for Dortmund. Like, but not hardcore. But I'm happy if they win. Like, it's cool it's good advertisement for the Bundesliga.
German football. It's
Yeah, but that's why, like, if Germany is out of the World Cup, I don't give a crap about the World Cup anymore. It's I don't know. That's just but I can watch the Lions play the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's
Yeah.
3-15 in like only field goals in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, this is so exciting. Can we get a comeback here? And like that's why I just
You're
I don't-
right, yeah.
I prefer football.
Watching Manchester United is maybe a bad example because I like United, but I don't know. Watching Olympique Lyon play, PSV Eindhoven in
Yeah.
the Europe League is nothing that keeps me up at night.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Which theoretically is a good football match, a good soccer match. It's like good teams playing against each other, but nonetheless, it's not as entertaining.
It's the problem that I had. I was in Barcelona. I was in Camp Nou. I watched Champions League Barcelona against Pilsen. And I was like, this is like, it's so cool to be in this legendary stadium and everything. I was like, like if Pilsen wins, cool. Barcelona won. I'm like, okay, cool. Like it was nice for the
Yeah.
experience, but I would never watch that game on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was about going to the Camp Nou and maybe like seeing Robert Lewandowski play. Shortly.
Crying a little bit because he's not
cry
in
a
Bayern
little
jersey.
bit.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm about on the same page. I gotta say, I'm not even that much of a fan of going to a live soccer match. I mean, this is an interesting discussion. When I watch a soccer match, I want to see as much from it as possible.
Yeah.
You don't see lots of things happening on a soccer field when you're in one of the upper ranks, and
I gotta disagree because now within like 3 weeks, I was pretty far down in Camp Nou and I was super high
Yeah.
up in the Allianz Arena to watch Bayern play.
yeah,
Honestly, sitting higher up if you want to watch the game is nicer than sitting like because we were
Sure.
sitting close to one of the corner flags in Camp Nou. And so for the
Yeah.
entire first half, obviously it was Barcelona had like 200 chances against
Yeah.
Pilsen and it was all on the other goal and you're just sitting there like, meh. But from the top,
Yeah,
you can see the entire game. Yeah.
it's true, but nonetheless, it's like you're like, was that a foul or was that not a foul, or was that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you kind of see the whole scene and you see what's going on, but nonetheless, you're like guessing. And since the game is like continuous, and we've had that point compared to American football, for example, since the game is continuous and there's like no breaks and no referees explaining a situation, for example,
Yeah, I see it completely. Like, yes, most of the time it's very nice to sit at home. You can do whatever you want. You're in the comfort of your own home. You're on the couch. I get that. But when it comes to the team that I really support, like Bayern, like being in the stadium, feeling the atmosphere, being with the fans,
Yeah.
fully cheering when they score, that entire, I was thinking about that because to me, Munich is a city where I could see myself live. I really like the city. It's one
Really?
it's one of the few big cities where I'm like, I could live there. Will I ever? I don't know. But I was like, hey, if I would live there, I mean, it would make sense to go to the stadium pretty often. Like if you can get
Yeah.
the season tickets, because that's
Yeah.
nearly impossible. But I was like, would I actually do that? I don't know. Because to do it every single week or every other week, but to do it every once in
that's
a
a
while,
commitment.
that is a commitment. But to do it every once in a while, like now, that I really enjoy. On the other hand, American football, I've been to an NFL game. I watched the Titans play the Bengals in 2018, I believe. And that was strange. Like, it's interesting, but we were also sitting pretty high up. And I much rather sit on the couch on a Sunday, especially while I lived in America. I think I said this before
Yeah.
on the podcast. 12 o'clock Central
Best
Time.
thing ever. Yeah.
Sometimes wake up hungover, go to Domino's, get that pizza in for lunch, and just American
Are you
Domino's.
telling me that Domino's
Did you have it while
is
you were in
producing
America?
anything but crap? No. I
Oh.
never had it in America, but I had it in Germany.
American Domino's completely different to German Domino's. European Domino's.
Kylie says it's trash as hell.
Oh, I mean, it's not. If you compare it to a proper Italian pizza, it's not like that.
I
but
see your point. Yeah,
for
yeah,
what it is especially.
yeah, yeah. But if you want your hungover chicken barbecue pizza with,
Oh,
then
that's the place to
see.
be. Yeah, no.
I see.
But I would
Yeah.
like to know what it would be if I were in a Rams stadium. That would, like, if I were or at an away game and the Rams are playing and I'm fully committed to that team winning, I would like to know what it's like. I really,
The last Super Bowl would have been a very nice match to see in the SoFi Stadium.
yeah, if someone could get us into the next Super Bowl, I don't care which team's playing in the Super Bowl. I'd love to be part of one.
Yeah.
My coach, when the Rams played in Atlanta is not that far from Memphis, and our assistant coach at the time, he told me I should consider going to the Super Bowl. I should consider spending the money. I think I could have gotten tickets for like somewhere around $2,000, and he was like, "That is a lot of money," but, and I mean
It
that
won't get cheaper.
I mean, first of all, it won't get cheaper, but also it's a motto that is worth living by. You know, money you can always make back. Certain amount of money. Okay, if it's 200 grand, then you're probably a little bit screwed. But
Yeah, but 2K won't make you won't ruin your life if you spend them.
yeah, I might have to go to bed hungry a few nights, but you know,
Yeah, or with a hurt butthole.
wow. Would you prostitute yourself for Super Bowl tickets?
No, well, I know.
If the
Probably
49ers, but you can get like front row seats.
No,
No. How much would you pay for front row seats if the 49ers are playing?
honestly,
Yeah.
not more than maybe $1.5 grand because I just
Fair.
think it's not worth the whole experience is not worth more than that. You're right. It's something amazing and something that will only happen to you once in your lifetime, maybe. But then I think I can still have a fairly nice life without having been to a Super Bowl and spending, like half a Rolex on tickets.
Yeah, I'd rather wait 2 Super Bowls than buy a Rolex. So
Exactly, and watch it from my couch.
it depends, honestly. Well, my experiences watching the Super Bowl in Germany have, for whatever reason, actually been nicer than my experiences watching it in America. And it was like, I don't know, it's been very nice watching the Super Bowls here in Germany, even though it's such a shitty
Because
time.
it's something special, exactly. Because you're the whole weekend has to be something special. You have to take Monday off, basically.
Yeah. And, you know, I got to watch it with you. I got to watch it with your girlfriend, who was American. That was cool. My girlfriend has been here in Germany watching it with me for the last 2 times. Then I watched it with another friend, Lucas, the one time before, I think when the Chiefs won. And that's like, that was cool. You know, that was cool. But in America, the friends that I had, my team, not many of them were super into football. Our volunteer assistant coach, Cedric, he was a big football fan, but I didn't get that close with him until towards the end of my time. So the Rams Super Bowl I watched with him, that was great. But I mean, it was just, you know, him and I, it was like cool. It was, but yeah, the events here in Germany I enjoyed that. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Staying with the NFL. Interesting games yesterday. Who surprised you? Who let you down?
I mean, who let me down is pretty clear.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are a bit of a don't want to say disappointment because their problems are quite clear. The problems that they have are very, very obvious. The offensive line is just not. I mean, it's just not working. They have a bad O-line. Stafford is under pressure. He has no time to throw. None of the receivers can get out. The offense is just not getting things going.
Their strategy or their game at the moment is like as transparent as a bowl of water.
It's very linear. They have no options. There's nothing that can work, and you can't even get the run game going because your offensive line just isn't working. And with injuries and everything, it's not great. And we had this discussion already today. I still think the division is definitely up for grabs. I mean, we can go
theoretically.
We can definitely go 3-3 into the bye week, and the bye week, I think it is very beneficial to us that the bye week is in week 7. Get rest, get better. I feel like the Rams play decently well after the bye week in general. So, I don't know. I feel like this division, it was hyped up as being so much and being all teams are going to fight for the division 100%, but the division just isn't great. The Cards are not going to be a 10-win team. The 49ers could be. I still think the 49ers aren't an incredible team. They're going to win games, but I also don't see them going 16-2. I don't think they're going to. No, that's not 15-2. But if it goes south, I mean, if you look at the NFC East, they might have 3 teams going to the playoffs. Then the NFC North, I mean, with the Packers, Vikings, you never know what's going to happen there. It might just be that only the division winner makes it to the playoffs. The way it looks right now, I don't see any of the NFC West teams winning a round in the playoffs. But outside of the NFC East, I mean, even the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, they're decent teams, but I don't look at them like the Bills. I'm like, if you draw them in the first round of the playoffs, it's over.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So
those are definitely teams where it all comes down to the day where you have the game, like
100%. And so I think if you make it to the playoffs, you can make a run, you can win a round 2. Right now, I see it's difficult, but it's possible. But it could very well be that only one team makes it from this division.
Yeah, possible.
And if it's the 49ers, so be it. I don't want it, but at least I don't really. As long as they don't win the Super Bowl, I'm happy. So that's fine.
I mean, they had a solid game yesterday. They played a solid game. They were a little lucky, but then again, you're right. I mean, they did not play the Bills or.
They are a decent team. They beat 3 teams who are below 500, so they're taking care of business. We haven't seen them yet properly against a very, very good team. But from what I have seen, I don't think they can beat those teams. So they are a good team that makes the playoffs.
They definitely were better than, let's take the Rams aside. I would say they're kind of like even with the Rams at the moment, but all the other 4 teams they played, they were better than the other teams. So theoretically, you could have easily have a 4-1. 5-0 is a bit, but 4-1 would have definitely been possible. Like the Broncos game and the Bears game, you don't necessarily have to lose them.
Yeah, I mean the Bears game's crap, and fair. I mean, but this is what I mean. This is how I look at the 49ers. It's like, every game they won, they maybe could have lost as well. Maybe if things went a little bit different. And all the games they lost, if things go a little bit different, they could have won. It wasn't a blowout in any of them. So, one win. But no, my pick is, I'm still thinking the Rams can win the division, but I'm not as confident as I was a week ago. But I don't see the 49ers right now running away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Bills recovered as far as you can say that. Like they, after a very strong start, they kind of had a game. Which one was it? The third one. Who did they play? Was it the Dolphins?
I need to pull up the games here.
I'm also about to turn on my iPad to give you
Yeah,
some additional
be-
information. But yeah, I was a little worried that they like kind of lose their step, but they are definitely back at it again. It was the first drive yesterday, I think, their own first drive where Josh
they lost to the
Allen.
Dolphins. No, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was the third game they lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
When the Dolphins still had a quarterback. Get well soon.
yeah. Get well at all. That was scary.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good idea. But yeah, and yeah, their first rush yesterday was like a 93-yard touchdown, something like that. Like Josh Allen has a gun attached to his arm, like or to his body, like. The motion, like his release time is so quick. It's like it doesn't. It looks so effortless, and then all of a sudden the ball is like.
Yeah, I honestly wish I could just stand next to him and hear it in silence, like when he throws.
Yes.
For sure, there's
Yeah.
a pop there. Just yeah,
It's so crazy. It's
impressive.
so crazy. So yeah, we just got
notification.
notified that we have 10 minutes left in our Zoom meeting today, but that is nice to know. I mean, it kind of keeps things together, and it keeps us from talking too much trash.
it does. I mean, I still call.
I
you
mean,
a
I
cunt
gotta
every
say,
once
the
in a
last
while.
episode was very spicy. Like, especially the beginning, it was very, very spicy. But since we got thrown off it twice with my video failing and then your video failing, and then we're like, should we stop or just continue? It turned into.
It's a
in-
forbidden
in-
episode.
It is true. It really is a forbidden episode, and if for any reason maybe I mean I have it, I keep it, but we didn't feel like releasing it. There's also some footage to it, especially some footage to the beginning where our main topic was if porn stars or athletes or not.
We're gonna have
make
that
it short.
discussion sometime else again for the people. But I mean, I feel like this episode.
Yes.
Should we ever crack a milestone, we will release that episode. Maybe.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe.
once we can't be cancelled anymore, then we'll release that episode.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing last time. Another big thing in the sports world going on. Max Verstappen. It looks like he signed the deal and he won the 2022 World Championship Formula One in
Shocker.
Suzuka.
Right.
Yeah. Who would have thought that?
Wow.
Like, I mean, at the beginning of the year, we both actually would not have thought that.
No,
Well, I don't know.
no.
But yeah, and surprisingly, Ferrari lost it in Suzuka because of a 5-second time penalty.
Classic. The most Ferrari
Classic
thing
Ferrari.
ever. Yeah. I mean,
But therefore, he probably is shivering a little about his 2021 title at the moment, because as the FIA has announced today, Red Bull obviously broke the cost cap by 1 till 2 million, which
Yeah.
is a significant. I mean, on the one hand, it's not a significant amount of money considering like what the whole Formula sport is about. On the other hand, as I just texted you, in a situation like 2021 where it was so close between Hamilton and Verstappen, having an extra 2 million to, I don't know, make 2 more front splitters, make 2 more rear wings, make whatever, can make the difference.
Yeah, and I think this situation is very important for the FIA to really set an example here. they have to make sure that I mean, I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Because if they're hard right now and go, for something, we're taking your title away. We're taking away X points from you, which means you lose the title. With, I mean, Red Bull doesn't care too much about the constructors' title. If they take that away, it's, I mean, it would suck for other teams, and I think that's the least they have to do. So, because I mean, Mercedes and everything, I think they do care about these things because obviously they're a car brand. For Honda, yeah, I guess it would be nice, but technically they still want it, you know. So even though it's there's an asterisk behind it. So, but you know, if they take away the driver's title, that's going to be for future, you know, events in the future years.
Nobody's
seasons.
gonna break the cost cap.
Exactly. So if they're hard, I mean, sucks for Max because he had an incredible season last year. He deserved to be champion because throughout the year he drove incredibly well. But yeah, I mean, sucks. And you know, obviously, if since
and
they
the
overspent,
FIA actually could correct some mistakes and some, what's the right word for it, inconsistencies that they had in the last season in their decisions with like actually like showing a clear point which you cannot cross.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if it's
if the FIA is looking for the 1 or 2 million bucks, they should maybe look at Michael Macy's current account. That was probably the bonus that he got for last year's race, for the decision that he made.
Yeah. I mean, that was well. I'm glad it didn't end like that this year. It's almost better. It was a crappy season though this year.
It was. I mean, lots of positive things considering you have closer racing.
Yeah, of course, that was great.
Mercedes is not as dominant as the years before. Like you can have some positive or thoughts about the whole season, but then on the other hand, it was the close title fight that you had at the beginning with Ferrari and Red Bull just turned into an absolute shit show for Ferrari because they are like the worst Formula One team in the history, probably. Like
the most interesting part about the season towards the middle of the season was how's going to Ferrari fuck up this weekend.
Yeah,
that was the most exciting part.
Yeah, and you could and you haven't been let down. Like they delivered weekend by weekend there, and if they didn't fuck up the race, they fucked up the qualifying, and like they were through the whole qualifying, and then for whatever reason just used another set of softs just to kind of, I don't know, make the race more interesting or whatever.
No, I agree with you. It was a hard time this year.
Yeah.
But the positive out of it is Charles really showed potential. I still feel like he needs to step up one more bit. I think if the Ferrari would have stayed the car that it was in the beginning, he would have become world champion, no question about it. But in a close title fight, he still makes minor mistakes. One minor mistake that it was in France cost him an entire race win.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that, Checo put him under pressure. He made a mistake. It's still a mistake he made. And he's going to have to improve that. But I feel like if Ferrari gets their shit together, he definitely can be a world champion within the next few years because the regulations are not changing.
Probably.
So, yeah.
The question is, a season like that can also break you. And there has to be some changes from Ferrari's side, and like that mentality that Binotto always has of, I'm not going to change anything in the team.
I'm not sure if Binotto is going to be there next year.
I hope not. I mean,
I don't.
It went downhill from when he became team principal. Like with Maurizio Arrivabene before, it was, the whole atmosphere was better. It was like
I agree.
Turned into a clown show. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but nonetheless, season is done. At least for Max Verstappen, or like, I mean, at least when it comes to the title race. And yeah, let's see if Mercedes is getting their car for next season right.
It's
And
definitely going to be an exciting season next year. 100%.
Yes, it will. I think the next season will be much closer. I actually think the next season will be very close. I just heard an interview with the head designer of Mercedes, and they say they found a major hole or a major loop in the regulations considering aerodynamics, and they are curious if any team or if any other team also found it.
Interesting.
Very interesting. My Zoom is telling me that we have less than a minute, and I wanna be the one who ends it, not you, Zoom.
Yeah. I think this is
I'm the
this is
boss now.
a good way to end it. I think
Yes.
this was a cliffhanger, just like the next Formula One season.
So
No,
it is.
I really hope everyone enjoyed the first video episode. Looking at our beautiful faces, as beautiful as they are, I don't know. 2 5 out of 10s make a 10 out of 10 or something like that.
Exactly, or 8 1.5s, whatever. Have a great time, guys, girls, and
Everything in between.
exactly.
Bye.